Hello and welcome to Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falvo. On today's show, we'll learn about how preserved farms in New Jersey are gearing up to hold special events. But first, the Bombers Beyond Cafe in Sayreville does more than just sell tasty treats. It's part of a program that helps high school students with special needs transition to the working world. Here now to tell us more is the program supervisor, Dr. Cynthia DeFina. Cynthia, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Well, I am so happy to have you on here today. I think this idea is absolutely amazing. Tell us where it came from.
So this has been a project that we have been just trying to plan and um, build for a number of years. So we have a very supportive superintendent and my director of special services. We've been looking for a program to have for our students when they turn between the ages of 18 to 21. By law in New Jersey, our special ed code, we're supposed to continue to educate students of special needs that continue to need these services for that transition to adult life. So we really did a lot of work in gathering community partnerships, talking to parents to see what do they want, and then doing our own research within New Jersey of other kind of transitional programs. And for Sayreville, we felt having something on our main street would be the best option for our students that would be valuable for them when they would move on and become an adult. You know, this was just something that the Sayreville Public Schools created on our own. We partnered with our food services department, Nick Cetadino, who's our food services director. We also partnered with Booskerdoo Coffee Company, which is a local Monmouth County coffee place, because we wanted to make sure we had good coffee. And we worked with a realtor to find a really great location. Being right in the heart of Main Street was a great location and spot for our students. And we just continue to make partnerships with the community, just to build this relationship to make it successful.
How does this cafe help students in the 18 to 21 transitional program?
So they really need help with job skills. That's something that we want to make our students able to be within the workforce after they would leave us. We don't want our students just sitting home, after their program is over. We want them to be able to do various skills. So within our cafe, they can make coffee, they can do the cash register, they can do cleaning, they can greet people. So we have a paraprofessional, we have teachers to provide that support. Within our cafe, we have varying needs of our students. So it's really individualized. And as any training program, you slowly start to take a step back once you feel the students are making that progress. But we definitely have a lot of support for our students to get to that point for their independence.
What are some of those challenges the students face?
We have some students who maybe have difficulty with communication. So that might be something that may be challenging for them, or students that may not understand step-by-step instructions. So, working a cash register, hearing an order, taking it down, so it's just kind of trying to see what that might be. But some of our students have really amazed us in just a short time, because people with some of our communication issues or just learning challenges, having that constant exposure and praise from our community members and customers have really helped our students to kind of just grow so much within this work atmosphere.
I can imagine. I mean, I'm sure you've seen them just blossom, right?
It's so amazing. Our students just, greeting our customers coming in, people who, or students who have been shy, are really coming out of their shell and, being able to take orders. That's something even for me can be, challenging. But our students are just really shining. We have regulars that come into the cafe now, and the students, when they start to see them walking, they start to say like, okay, they want, this order, let's get that together. Let's get the crumb cake. Let's get the small coffee. So they're really working together as a team to make the shop a success.
That's so beautiful to hear. And I'm sure the customers really have taken to these students.
It's been amazing, in a very short time, just the support that we've seen through the community. Um, at our grand opening, we had the Sayreville Police do a Facebook Live, and I've never seen so many likes and responses about people, wanting to come out and give their support. And they really have. We have people from our Sayreville Senior Center coming down. That's, very nearby. We have our Sayreville Public Schools staff members coming in and visiting the cafe. Just random people that are just walking around or in the neighborhood coming in and having no idea what it even is. They just see a coffee shop and they want their coffee. But the support has been tremendous. We also have a tip jar for our students that our students get extra money at the end of the week. And it seems like every week that amount has been increasing. It's been so supportive and just a warm feeling. And I think the part that really resonates with people is they may know someone or wish that this program would have been in place for someone, years ago, or they see someone like, my child can go to this program in 5 years, and they just can really connect with just what we're trying to do and that message that we're trying to send as well.
What makes this a unique opportunity for the students?
It's all the time. So Monday through Friday we're open. It's just basically like an extension of the school day basically for them. So 8 to 12 they're working the cafe. That is their program. The teachers, the paras are there, and that's their learning experience. In the afternoon, we also have a leased apartment upstairs, and they're able to continue that learning experience as well. But it is them, it is school run. No one else is coming in. We don't have at this time any other workers. It is just our students that are working that cafe.
And what does the cafe offer?
So we offer a variety of food. We have crumb cake, we have different muffins, we have the Bouscardoux coffee, we have 3 different blends, and we also have an iced coffee that we call the Bomber Brew, our own kind of creation. But we're looking to add more things down the road. We wanted to kind of just start small, but we have plans to do like overnight oats, a yogurt parfait. And we're also going to be doing some fundraising. So the shirt behind me will be things that we'll be able to sell, and just other kind of Bomber Brew wear, or, just kind of stickers and things that we'll be able to sell for the public. So we have plans just to kind of expand and offer some other things as well for our students.
I can just foresee this being replicated across every school district in the state.
This, as far as I know, because my director and I have toured many different programs, and a lot of programs will have a coffee cart within the high school. This is something like completely different, where it's right in the downtown area of their community. I have not seen anything like this. And the fact that we have the apartment as well, I think this is a model that can really transform transitional services for our special education students. So the apartment, it's a typical apartment. It's a 2-bedroom place. We have a leisure area with a large TV. We hope to get a game system in there, kitchen where the students are following recipes. They'll go to like places like ShopRite, get food and make the food for themselves, washer, dryer. In our bedrooms, though, we have that as instructional spaces. So picture like a large screen, TV type thing for the students to have interacting. So, maybe it's breaking down their day. This is the schedule, a large like conference-like table. And then in the other instructional space, it's kind of like a area where they can make the t-shirt press and other type of creations that they're going to sell. I just hope that our students will be able to, have a job, be able to go out and navigate within the community, and just be contributing members to society. And, when we think about things, but just working at a local pizza place or just a local place where they're making a difference is going to be so key. And being able to, get to their job, come home, they may need that continued support of, a guardian, but being able to kind of walk to their job or take mass transit to their job, walk home and be able to make themselves dinner and kind of care for their space. That's what we're really hoping. We just don't want our students after 21 to sit at home and watch TV all day. We want them to be contributing members of society. And I think we're very hopeful that we're giving them those skills, even resume building, just all of the different skills that they need to be successful. Like, you can't have your phones in the, cafe. When you go to the break room, of course, you can use your phone there. Just different things that you need reminders, but that will slowly get them to be, a great member in society.
Before we wrap, what is your background?
So my background, I was previously a school psychologist for a number of years in Sayreville. I've been the supervisor of special ed at the secondary level now for 7 years. I'm involved in our state special education council, and I'm also an adjunct professor at NJCU and Seton Hall University.
Well, you certainly know what you're doing. Congratulations
Thank you so
on
much.
thinking and implementing such an out-of-the-box idea. I'm sure the parents are so thrilled for this, more than anybody, and the students, most importantly. Where can people find out more about the cafe?
Sure. So you can go on Instagram. It's at Bombers Beyond Cafe. We also have a Facebook page. And if you go to www.sayrevillek12.net, under the Department of Special Services, you'll see a link about the 18 to 21 Bombers Beyond Cafe program.
Tell us how you came up with the name for the cafe.
During my committee of having, various members of parents, teachers, we took a poll of, what are some ideas for names, and this was the one that was chosen. And we just envisioned, it's kind of, we're an extension of the high school, but it's really after high school. So Bombers Beyond, to that next level.
It's a perfect name for a perfect idea and worthy cause. Thank you so much, Dr. Defina.
Thank you so much for having me.
A new Garden State law will allow preserved farmland to host special occasions. Here with me now to discuss this new law is Ashley Kerr, a research associate with the New Jersey Farm Bureau. Ashley, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me today.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure you and the Farm Bureau are very happy about this decision. Tell us how it all came to pass.
Close to 10 years ago now, there was a pilot law enacted for on-farm wineries to host special events. After that pilot closed, there was a working group that went into play to figure out how we could do events for all preserved farms, not just wineries. And it's been a long road, and we've had a great collaboration between the Murphy administration, our legislators, and all of our interest groups. And finally, we're able to get the law signed.
Why is this such good news for farms around the state?
Well, it's only for our preserved farms. We have about 2,600 preserved farms across the state. About a third in New Jersey's farmland is now in a permanent preservation program. And what happens is farmers sell their development rights. So while they still own the property and farm it, what they've sold is their ability to do non-agricultural business on the farm. And the definition of a special occasion event is outside of direct marketing agricultural products. It's really more of like a cultural celebratory thing, bringing the public onto the farm, not to do things like pick pumpkins or apples, but instead to host events, whether it be weddings or corporate retreats or birthday parties. And so this is a great income boost for those preserved farms that are already doing their agricultural production, but now can also host events on the weekends.
And just expand on the point of preserved farms versus a run-of-the-mill farm.
So a preserved farm has sold their development rights. New Jersey has one of the greatest preservation programs across the nation. We're actually in our 40th anniversary this year. And what it does is by selling the development rights, it gives the farmers an income boost there in itself for investment into agriculture on their farms. And then it also preserves the ground for future generations. So while the owners retain ownership and continue to farm, if they ever sell, the future owners also are unable to develop outside of agriculture. Over 2,000 preserved farms, over 200,000 acres, over a third of our agricultural land is already in preservation programs for agriculture. And it's across our entire state. There are, programs that are a little different in the Highlands region and Pinelands region, but we're doing agricultural preservation in every county we have. So our preserved farms do a little bit of everything. We have ocean spray cranberry growers on preserved land. We have wineries. We have livestock operations. We have, the large grain farms, hay, straw, as well as diversified vegetable and fruit orchards across the state.
What does this mean for special events like weddings in New Jersey?
It's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for farmers as well as the public to get people onto the farm and enjoy these beautiful vistas that are preserved because of this wonderful program. We've been trending in this direction a long time with people just wanting to get out onto the farm with their family, right? So farmers are already hosting all sorts of events, from flower festivals to tomato festivals to you name it. But this will allow people to, utilize the beautiful landscapes for things outside of agriculture. And, what we saw with the wineries in the last 10 years was that these events are super popular. And, it's not just a rickety old barn where you're hosting a wedding. Some of the tents and just beautiful places that they're able to enact for these different events are really gorgeous. And I would push anybody to look if you're interested in hosting things outdoors or more on the farm.
And is there one that comes to mind that is maybe the most scenic for those wedding photo ops?
I don't have a specific name off the top of my head, but the Garden State Wine Growers Association is a commodity group specifically for the wine growers, and they have quite a few farms that are already up and ready to run weddings. So if you look at local New Jersey wines, there's a good chance that some of those farms have some beautiful vistas to hold special events at.
How are farms preparing to host these events?
So they are going to have to fill out an application to their grantee. So whether that be the state or the county or a nonprofit organization, and it should be very simple. If there's going to be large amounts of traffic, there may also be a municipal application, but that application is capped at, I believe, $30 or $50, and should be very simple. So part of the law was that they are not allowed to construct barns just for this endeavor. They do have the ability to put up tents and temporary structures if necessary. And then there are some farms that do have beautiful old historic barns that are already retrofitted for such events. But there will be no new construction for this. And up to 26 events will be allowed per year. I should note that not any preserved farm can do this. You have to have at least $10,000 worth of ag production for the year in order to be eligible to host the events. And the importance of that was, make sure that the farmers are still farming. This is supplementary income on top of agricultural production.
Is there anything about the law that the consumer should know about when engaging with the farm to have their special event?
Really, all the public needs to know is that New Jersey wineries and farms on preserved ground can now be open for business to host these wonderful events.
In addition to your work as a research associate at the Farm Bureau, your family also owns Courage Farm in Titusville. Can you tell us more about that?
So my family farm is a 5th generation farm in Titusville, New Jersey. We are actually located in a very historic area on Washington's Victory Trail. We do hay, straw, soybeans, wheat, and then we have our Jersey Fresh vegetables in the summertime. What we're most famous for is our Kerr sweet corn.
Oh, nice. And can people go and pick things off the farm?
So our farm particularly is just engaging mostly with the general public in our area through our roadside stand. We're a somewhat small operation. But like I said earlier, I'm a research associate for New Jersey Farm Bureau, and we have over 8,000 farmer members across the state. So we have lots of members very interested in this.
You parlayed your family background into this job with the Farm Bureau. Tell us what the Farm Bureau does.
So we're a membership supported organization. We're located in Trenton, right in front of the State House. And we are, the voice of agriculture for New Jersey. We cover all commodity types in all counties. We work very closely with the Department of Agriculture and Rutgers Cooperative Extension, who does agricultural research as the land grant university in our state. And we do a lot of lobbying efforts on behalf of the farmers.
What is the state of farming right now in 2023?
Well, we're coming out of a very rough year last year from, the drought, the hot temperatures, the very high prices of fertilizer and fuel. But our farmers are very adaptable and continue to be very positive. And the more opportunities they have to, branch out and do other things, the better we're going to do. Ag viability or farm viability is really, the hot words right now. We recently had a hearing in the Senate Economic Growth Committee to talk about, the future of agriculture and possibilities to help bolster the ag economy.
I feel like a lot of people, though, now more than ever, want to eat organic. They want to know where their meat is coming from. So I think there is better opportunity than ever before.
100%. The pandemic shed so much light on our local food systems. And when everything shut down and people were afraid to go to the grocery stores and stuff, our farmers, jumped up and saw the opportunity and got together and opened their markets early and worked with people in the communities to sell other things as well. And I don't think people have forgotten, how important our local food economy really is to food security.
Where can people find out more about the Farm Bureau and where to book their next big event?
Well, to get in touch with the Farm Bureau, our website is www.njfb.org. You could also Google the New Jersey Garden State Wine Growers Association to get a better handle on some of the wineries that host events across the state. There aren't lists currently of, farms hosting events because this is so new, but please reach out to us and we're happy to put you in touch with different types of farms across the state.
Ashley, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a great day.
Next week on Your New Jersey.
We have over 50 Relay for Life events that take place over the springtime, and it is the American Cancer Society's signature fundraising event. So it's really an important time for us where we are able to work with so many different communities, so many passionate volunteers to really take up the fight against cancer. Many of our Relay for Life events they're all volunteer driven. So they are very different from each other in the way that they reflect the local community. But one thing that they do all have the same is that they all celebrate cancer survivors and our cancer caregivers, because we have many survivors that say that they're here today because of their caregivers. So we celebrate both of our cancer survivors and our caregivers. And we also have a luminaria ceremony, which is a somber ceremony where it takes place where we remember our loved ones that have been lost to this disease. And that's pretty much when it happens at dusk, when the sun goes down and we have lights lit up in memory and honor and in support of others that are all decorated, bags around that are all lit up. And it's a beautiful ceremony.
I had no idea that American Cancer Society did all of that. And I'm so thankful on behalf of...
I could go on for hours.
Yeah.
The things that we do, and available for free to everyone across this country and to everyone in New Jersey. So we really love to be able to spread that mission to everybody, to let them know that there is help there during their cancer journey. We're there for each and everybody.
So congratulations on all of the success that you've had with RWJ Barnabas Trinitas. So tell us what attendees can expect from the gala this year.
Well, Lisa, I can tell you that no one has an event like us. We gather in early May for an exceptional evening of live entertainment, dancing, a resplendent cocktail hour with every kind of hors d'oeuvre you could possibly imagine, a 5-course dinner, and our largest silent auction and 50-50 raffle of the year. It's truly an evening not to be missed. The money will support our programs and services here at Trinitas. We feature 12 centers of excellence at Trinitas, including cardiac care, cancer care, renal and diabetes care, as well as our extensive behavioral health program, for which Trinitas is very well known throughout the state of New Jersey. We can be found in every county in New Jersey providing behavioral health care. And as many of us know, that is a population that is terribly underserved. So we have the opportunity to continue to grow those programs and services, and that is where this funding will go, is to serve our patients. We help every person that comes through our doors, regardless of their ability to pay. No one is turned away at Trinitas. We give the best quality of healthcare to the city of Elizabeth and the greater community, and we attempt to ensure that every single individual, underserved and underinsured patient, receives the essential and quality care that they deserve. And I feel as though it is my honor to be a part of that.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falvo. We'll see you back here next week.